Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So this is how to create a new meeting or schedule a meeting or host a meeting on Zoom. So once you open your Zoom application, you're going to see this interface right here. So if you want to start the meeting immediately, like instantly, you're going to use new meeting. And once you use new meeting, it will just ask you for these few settings. And once you click start a meeting, it will just take you to that place where you'll be seeing others and you'll be able to start your meeting. But since you're not starting the meeting right away, you just want to create a link to use later. So what we are going to use, we are going to use this schedule icon here. Join is meant to join others people meeting. But in this case now, you want to be the one to host the meeting. So you're going to use this schedule. Once you click schedule, it's going to ask you, this first place is going to ask you for the title of the meeting. Let's say Terbiya class. Session 1. So that's the name of my meeting. Then which date? And I'm going to choose the date of the meeting. Let's say my meeting will come up tomorrow. I'm going to choose 4th of October. I'm going to set the date. From what time? So let me just leave it at that 7 o'clock till 7:32. So time zone, you might change the time zone and you might leave it, you might just leave it out, but you might need to change the time zone to our own African time zone here. So it doesn't really matter, but yes, it change it to West African time. This WF African time, so you change it to West African time. It's time to West African time. Then repeat means, are you going to be repeating the meeting later? Is it going to be a continuous one? So when you click never, if you click every day or if you click every week, so you can choose the number of times the meeting is going to occur. So you can choose it here, and if it's just going to be a one-time meeting, you're going to leave it at none. So then after that, you can use a personal meeting ID by just enabling this a personal meeting ID like this, or you disable it and it's going to generate for every meeting you'll be doing, it's going to be generating new IDs. So now the function of this personal meeting ID, it means you can be using it repeatedly. Yes, like anytime you want to host a meeting, that's the link ID you'll be using. But if you disable it now, you won't be using the ID, so it's going to be generating a different ID every time you try to host a meeting. So let me use, it's better to always use this personal meeting ID. But in the situation whereby your meeting is going to be for different purposes, it's better not to use the personal meeting ID so that it won't cause confusion. Now, if your meeting is going to require passcode, like we don't need to enter any code for the enter, you might disable code for it. So, and once disable code like this, okay, if you are going to be using the personal meeting ID, it is compulsory that you must input a code as well. So you must use a passcode. Let's say this Terbiya class, I can say my own passcode is Terbiya. Let me say that's the password that you're going to use to join. So waiting room means, do you want what's it called, people to be waiting before they're admitted? So that people that are not yet to be admitted into the meeting will be waiting in that room like until they are admitted. So they won't have access to the meeting until they are admitted by the host. So that's what you can disable it as well, such that once they join, just join the meeting instantly without waiting in the waiting room as well. So you can disable it and you can enable it, or it's always better to enable it. Now, host video on. Host video on means you that you are the host, like you'll be able to use your video. If you enable it here, you'll be able to use your video. And this particular video on, if you disable it here now, none of your participants will be able to use their video. Even if they click their video option, it won't work because you have disabled video for participants. So we have other advanced option here too as well. You have add to calendar, like add this meeting to your calendar. So if you go to the advanced option now, the other options like allow join before host, which means people can join before the host start the meeting, but they will be in the waiting room. That's the meaning. And this automatically record meeting means it's going to record your meeting, but it's not going to save it to cloud. It's going to be saving to your local storage, like your SD card or your phone storage. So it's going to be saving to cloud. So that's automatically record meeting. If you enable it, it's going to be saving to cloud. As you can see, when I enable it now, it's asking for recording location, which is going to be my local computer, which means my phone. That's what it means. So then after that, you have approval block entity. So you don't need this. You don't, because what it's meant for is that maybe you want to block some people from certain part of the country that they shouldn't be able to join. But in most cases, most people don't really need it. So that is that. So once you're done with all of this, then you click done up here. But before you click done, if you now think, oh, you don't want a passcode for your own meeting, then you can disable this personal meeting ID. So once it's disable personal meeting, so you can disable it as well, and you can also use it, but it's always better to use a passcode um because of malicious people trying to hijack people's meeting and trying to do all these malicious things. So it's always better to use a passcode, but you can just use a simple one. So after all that is done, then I'm going to click done. Okay, let me change this my password to Terbia. Now, so after I'm done with all of these settings, I'll click done up. Okay, I'm going to click done. Okay, I think what happened is that where I'm supposed to click done is the same place where the screen recorder I'm using also is. So no problem, I'm going to find a solution to this now. Okay, I'll click done now. Once I click done, it is because I've said it should add to calendar, so it's not asking me that should I allow Zoom to access my calendar. I click yes, allow. So once that is done, now you will see that your meeting will have been created like this. As you can see, this is the meeting details as well. Now, if you now want to copy the link to be sending to people, you can click invite. So once you click invite, so it's copy to clipboard. You now use this copy to clipboard. It will copy the link to clipboard. And you can start sharing the link with anyone you want to share it to. Let's, for instance, I want to share the link with some people. Let me open my WhatsApp. Okay, let me just say I want to share the link to this place now. So I'm going to paste it now. I'm going to paste it now. My meeting link is here. So before I send this now, I can actually edit these things here. When I pay, I can actually edit them because my meeting link is actually there for me to see now. So that is how to copy and share the link. Now you now go back there again to where you have your meeting. So once you are ready to start, let's say it is the second way, it is now the day where you want to hold the meeting. Just come to the app and click start. Once you click start, the meeting is going to commence. But if you're not doing anything again, or there was a mistake in the meeting details you said before, you can also